All right, what's up, guys? What is going down? Back again. Let's see who we got in the chaps. Chat in the chaps. Who's in the chaps tonight? We got a little Deegs. Liam, what up? We got Big Adam, what up? Big Feist, Howard, what is going down, boys? Let's see here. What are you guys saying here? Feist, that's workout advice is working. Hey, all right, nice. Liam taking some advice on some training. It is bad, even though we don't have a dirt bike. That's all right, dude. Work on getting that new bike. Let's see. Adam saying Colin Morrison just put out a new video jumping that 200-footer. Is that the same 200-footer that's at Manny's house? The one that's I've once been there a long time. I'll have to look for it. Where's it? Is it on YouTube or is it just on his story? I'll have to check that out. But I'm thinking it's the jump in Lake Elsinore at Manny's house. That is a fun jump. Who's blowing me up over here? People are trying to blow me up. I'm putting my phone on silent. Let's see. Yeah, Manny's house. Yeah, that jump is sweet. We hit that back in the day. Me, Twitch, Morrison, Seth. Fifth gear pinned on a 252 stroke. Wide open. I'll have to look it up. I seen him. I feel like he was jumping that a couple months ago. And then, but I haven't seen the recent stuff. So definitely have to check that out. Other than that, how's everybody's week been? Anything new? Anything anybody wants to throw up in the chat? Anything going down this past week? Some, what up, Nate? V-Dubski. V-Dubs in the house. Yeah, so as far as I'm looking, hey, this is going to be a good week. I'm looking forward to this week. It is time to go to California. The funny thing is it's been freezing here in the Midwest, and now that I booked a trip to finally go to California, it's warming up. It's going to be like, I'm not even lying, it's like 55, and even one of the days is going to be 60 in February, which is unheard of, so I thought that was funny. I'm like, all right, it's going to be warm the whole time I'm gone. But super stoked, leaving on Wednesday and coming back on Monday. So quick little update on next week's show. We won't do Moto Monday next week because I'm traveling and then it's Valentine's Day. So when I get home, Mel's like, take me to dinner. She's like, I want to go to dinner for Valentine's Day. I try to pawn it off there another day. She's like, no, take me out on Valentine's Day. I'm like, all right. So we're going to dinner, taking the wife out next week when I get home from California. So she's just going to pick me up from the airport and then we're going to go out somewhere. Probably go somewhere different. Maybe up north, maybe even like downtown. We always go to the same restaurants. We kind of live in our little town, and we got our restaurants, and we always go to the same spots. So we're going to try something different. So we'll mix it up. So Valentine's week is right around the corner. Put my phone on. People, where is that? All good. Eric D saying he can't make it tonight. All good, brother. All good. Yeah, so next week we'll skip because of the travel day and Valentine's Day, and then we'll be back. But looking forward to California. Like I told you guys before, be out at Fox Raceway. So if you're out at Fox Raceway either on Friday or Sunday, I'll be there all day Friday coaching, and then Sunday I'll be there motoing with Twitch, and then coaching a little bit afterwards. And then I'll be at the race A3 on Saturday. So if you see me at the track, you see me at A3, come say what up. Kenny Gus, what up, brother? And we got AFB Moto. Just graduated. Oh, nice, dude. Congrats. Graduated the Winland Firefighter Academy. Congrats, brother. That's cool. I don't know if you know, but my grandfather was chief of the fire department in Pleasantville, New Jersey. So got some firefighters in the family here. So stoked for you. Man, still fighting this little cough and cold here for a little while. Let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments here before we jump into it. Yeah, so Adam's truck driver, so he's driving around the country all the time. He's saying he got caught up in the ice storm a couple days ago. Yeah, it's been crazy, dude. It'll go from negative. It'll go, seriously, like a week ago, it was in the negatives, like freezing. That's probably the ice storm you got caught up in. And now it's warming up it was in the 40s. It was in the 50s today. It's hit the 50s today. And I'm not lying. It'll be in the 60s in a couple of days here, which is weird for February. Let's see. Got Dustin Lee jumping in. Whose bike you going to use? Actually, so on the California trip, I'm picking up a bike from Husqvarna on Thursday. So get in Wednesday night, and then be staying with Twitch. Just actually got off the phone with him, and just a little inside info what's going on with him. We might be staying at a rental, dude. He had a water line break and flooded out his house. So he's like, dude, he's been staying in his motorhome in the yard. So he's like, but I'm looking to rent a house up the street. So we might be in a rental. But anyway, swing in by Husqvarna on Thursday to pick up a bike. So could be a 250F, could be a 350. I'm assuming it's going to be a 2022. So I'll keep you guys posted on what I think of the new bikes. But yeah. Going to be just picking up a loaner. They get a ton of demo bikes every year, and they keep them at the shop, and they use them for all different stuff. So thank God. A little shout out to Husqvarna for being cool and hooking me up every time I'm in town with a bike to use. Super stoked on that. Also, a little shout out to Brian. He's not in here tonight. Brian's here every week. The guys, it's his birthday today, so a little birthday shout out for Brian. He's out at dinner with the family. And I mentioned last week, his wife had hit me up, and I really wanted to go, but I was like, man, it's on a Monday, and it's Monday night, and next week I knew I was going to have to skip, so I didn't want to skip out on you guys 2 weeks. So I had to miss the birthday dinner and hang out with you guys, but I'm sure they're having a good time. Eating some Mexican, I think they're hitting up, they said. Sounded good, huh? All right, so other than that, we got the California trip coming up, no Moto Monday next week, and then so we'll be back to 21st. That's President's Day. And other than that, we'll have the spring classes kicking off here probably sometimes toward the end of March. So if you want any information on moto classes here in the Midwest, go to RonnieFaisstMX.com. Everything's on there. I don't have any dates up yet. I'm just kind of playing it by ear, watching the weather, and we'll see how it goes. But I was probably leaning more towards the end of March. Just let it warm up as much as we can, right? There's no fun freezing your butt off trying to teach and you know what I'm saying? It steals the fun when you're freezing. So let's let it warm up real good, and then we'll kick it off here for the spring. And yay, give Brian a shout out for his birthday, but just shout out for you guys for being here every week. We've been doing this for quite a long time. You guys here week after week. I mean, I recognize everybody's name in this chat, so just a shout out to you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for just supporting the channel, supporting the merch, all that. We love you guys. So you got Dustin. I got that one. Sorry. I'm like, hey, let me get Dustin here. Why you shaved, Big Fight? You finally noticed. I shaved last week, dude. You're late. I shaved when I got sick. I don't know. I was having a bad time when I got sick, and I just got pissed. I told you, growing a beard is dedication. It's hard. It's commitment. I told you I could have it 1 week, and then it'd be gone the next, and there it is. So you're a week late. I didn't even have it last week. You're not, for a detective, dude, you're getting rusty. You ain't paying attention to detail. I had sand. What are you guys talking about? You talking about crypto here? Sandbox? What are you talking about? Oh, I hate sand. I thought I said I had sand. There's a cryptocurrency called Sandbox. That's what I thought you were referring to. I hate sand. I don't mind sand. Sand's not bad. It's not bad. Wife pulled rank. Negative. She didn't even care. Actually, she said it was growing on her. She said she was starting to like it. So, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to grow back starting. I should have did it this year, and I waited too long. I didn't start growing it until January when I went hunting in January. And that's the only reason I started growing it. It was freezing. And I was like, and that stuff really keeps your face warm, because the day I shaved it off, I walked back outside and I was like, dude, my face is freezing. So this year, I'm starting in, and guys, you got to help me stay with it. Look at him. He's cracking up here because it's hard, dude. Hold me to it. Let me try to get it going. I'm starting, hunting season kicks in here, like I think in September, second week of September, and it goes all the way until second week of January. So I'm going to try to stay dedicated from mid-September all the way through and see how long I can get it. It's hard. It's hard. I've only been able to pull it one other time. I grew it for 5 months, and then I had to shave it off. It's tough. All right, so Adam's got the COVID here. Got no taste or smell. It's terrible. We've been through it, dude. So hopefully you heal up. I'm just reading some of the comments. All right, so let's see here. What else we got? Anything else? Other than that, let's see here. All right, let's look at these race results. Bob's saying just get the glue on beard. It's easier, right? All right, let's pull up some results here. You guys watch the races this weekend? What'd you think of the races? Triple Crown. So we had Triple Crown this weekend, a little bit different format. No heat races, 3 main events. I think, what were they? 10? Where were they? You guys remember 10 minutes for the 250s, 15 minutes for the 450s? And if you listen to a lot of the announcers, and the riders aren't a fan of this format. They don't like this format because and I started thinking about it. I'm like, all right, it is hard. It is a harder format. You got to perform. You got to be consistent 3 times. So it makes it hard. It's more pressure on the riders. More things can go wrong for you. So you got 3 motos that give you 1 overall. So we're looking at this is just race results for the weekend. So these dudes, in order, I don't have every single moto up here. So this would be your overall for, it's kind of like Loretta's. You got 3 motos and then you get your overall. Same thing here. You got 3 motos. Here's your overall. So the key is obviously consistency. And we all know what happened in the 250 class. Everybody's seen it. So what do you guys think of that one? You guys know what I'm talking about. Freeze and Craig. It's Hunter Lawrence with this is results. Come here to say. Hunter Lawrence with the overall. Craig with second, which I think is, dude, high five for Craig for being able to salvage. What did he get in the second moto? He won the first moto. I think he got 5th in the second moto. And then did he win I think he won the third moto, right? Gets hard to remember everything. Shimoda getting consistent here with a top 3 podium finish. Marchbanks. Freeze with the 5th. And he had, I don't think he came back to 10th, but he had 2 decent other motos and got him with the 5th. But Freeze, what do you guys think? Let me see. I'm going to just get in the comments here for a second. What was Freeze thinking? So Howard said, what is he thinking? I feel like everybody said the same thing. What the heck was he thinking? Because at the end of the day, hey, dude, the dude's a good starter. He's been up there every single weekend getting pulls a whole shot almost every heat race, even in the main. Guy's doing really well with his starts. But that, in my opinion, was not smart. He probably would have been like, dude, he got 5th overall. So just think if he didn't have the 10th in the second race, he probably would have been a podium guy. Could have got on the podium, but got a little overly aggressive, a little too soon in the race, and freaking took himself out. I was just happy Craig didn't get hurt. If Craig would have got hurt, I'd have been seriously pissed because it would have sucked to see that dude, the year that he is probably his best year to win the championship, get taken out by a dude who's really doesn't have his speed. That would have sucked. So thank God, because you saw if you follow on, so you see the mark on his shoulder. He landed clearly on his shoulder. Lucky, because it only takes a collarbone break and you're out for the season's over. So thank God he is. I'm reading some of the comments. Freeze needs he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Yeah. So all right, so here do you think he should have been fined? Because did he get fined? Does anyone know if he got fined? And if he did, do you think that's correct? Or if he didn't, do you think he should have? Because the AMA obviously fired up a lot of people, and they have to draw a line of what's, because, you had Anderson on the 450 class the last 2 weekends on which I don't think were nearly as aggressive as Freeze's move on Craig. I feel like the first weekend wasn't even Anderson. Anderson just happened to be there, and Roxon turned down and hit his back tire. That to me was fine. And then the second weekend when Anderson and Roxon came together, that was aggressive for sure. That was like borderline. Like, hey, is that too much? Too not? You kind of like. And then same thing, So, but if they don't do anything about it and guys get away with it, well, they need to do something. But it's hard to tell what's what, because people want to win. But at the same time, I think Freeze that early in the race could have just clearly took the inside line, held second, because Craig had a good half a bike on him, held second, and probably did better himself. And he ended up taking on himself, and luckily he didn't hurt himself and hurt Craig. But But anyway, let's see how the points are racking up here. Let's see what the points look like in the 250 class. And I think Craig is just building so much confidence, having these really, because this is twice now he has gotten taken down in the start, and he's came all the way back. You know, the first one, he came back to third, got on the podium. This one he comes back to fifth. But that, I think when you know you can come through the pack like that, you're just building confidence on these guys. So here we are. Craig still holding it down. He's got an 8-point lead on Hunter Lawrence. Moseman, however you want to say it. How did he do this weekend? Man, it's so hard to remember when there's 3 motos. I feel like he was up there. Did he crash in a race? I can't remember, dude. It's almost like I need to sit down and watch the race before I get on here, because too far of a gap for me. All right, so Moseman's holding it down 20, but look at this, though. He's got a 23. He's down by 23 points. So what do you guys think? Does any of these dudes have a chance to catch Craig? I think Hunter Lawrence is clearly still in the game. 23 is starting to get a pretty big gap. But, hey, anything can happen. It's still early enough in the season. Who knows? Like I mentioned before, I hope Craig does it, to be honest with you. I just think he's long overdue for a championship. And just the backstory, listen to his interviews week after week. Like, I'm pulling for him. I hope he wins. Because he's the oldest dude in the class, and he's probably going to have to get out of here sooner or later. And all these dudes are young. They're going to be here a long time. They got plenty of time to win championships. So I hope Craig can pull it off, get one under his belt, and then move up to the 450 class with a ride and keep on doing what he loves. Because he heard his story. He was about not to get a ride. All right, so here we go. Let's jump over to 450 class. Race results for the weekend. Tomac with the overall. Stewart. Shout out to Stewart getting on the podium. First podium of the year, second overall. And then Sexton rounding out the top 3. Anderson with the 4th. Roxon 5th. Barsha, Muscan, Webb. Wilson getting a top 10. And then McElrath. So, man, let's think back here. So, Tomac, when he won the... Oh, here we go. Hold on for a sec. We got the lighting issue like always. Nothing's changed around here, man. Same old program. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, so Tomac, I believe, won Moto 1, Moto 2. Who won Moto 3? You guys remember? Was it Sexton? It was, right? I think Sexton won the third one. Like I said, I almost need to sit down and watch these. You guys got so many I can't even keep up with the comments in here. But I think Sexton ended up winning the third one. That's how he jumped up here. Stewart, man, I wish this showed us like what they got each moto. I should have looked for that, so it would have gave us like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 overall. That's how she do it, so we know what the heck happened. Roxon, top 5, but kind of seeing a little bit off, huh? Kind of seemed like he got good starts and then kind of dropped back a little bit. So the guys got a little bit of speed on him this weekend. Anderson's still looking good. So let's just look at the deficits here. So Stewart. Oh, wait. This ain't the points. I was getting ready to say Stewart down by 3 here in the points championship. That's not the points. All right, let me switch gears here. Pull it up here. Stewart's not in second place in the points, which would be cool if he was. All right, here's the points. All right, here. So Tomac now with an 11-point lead. Sexton holding second down, and then Anderson with a 15-point behind here in the championship. Malcolm Stewart in 4th, though. Hey, shout out to Stewart. Podium and being in 4th. I think that's really good because this class is no joke, dude. No joke. This class is so stacked. I mean, we talk about it all the time. There's plenty of guys can win in this class. So to be in 4th in the points right now, I think that's really good. And it's kind of cool. Like, look at this. Tomac, first year on a new bike, winning the championship. Anderson, first year on a new bike in 3rd, and then Stewart, first year on a new bike in 4th. So pretty cool to see these guys doing so well on their new bike. And they're not far off. I mean, a little bit here. 11, 15, 18. Not too bad. But what are you guys' thoughts on the 450 class? Can anybody, is you think Tomac's just going to walk away with this thing as the season goes? Or do you think Chase Sexton still making some mistakes? I still feel like he's smooth, but he's still falling a little bit, making little mistakes here and there, but putting it together here and there. Or Anderson. So I think that we got to keep an eye. Here's the deal. It's so hard to call these things. I don't even know who. I'm like, I don't know who's going to win week after week. I'm like, I don't know. There's too many good guys. And it's been going back and forth. But now we've had, because the first 4 rounds in the 450 class, we had 4 different winners. But now both Sexton and Tomac have got 2 wins under the belt. Sexton won the 3rd. Jess Hunt. What up, Jess? So, yeah, that is correct. Just kind of jumping in the chat right here for a second. Roxon's on the struggle bus this year. Stewart, yep. Just saying that. Craig hit. I thought, so Jeff's saying, yeah, so basically when he got the pass back, he gave him a little, the rematch. Craig hit. I saw that. I thought he was friendly, though, at the same time, because he could have parked him. But I think the smart thing is like, dude, don't go for the super retaliation and crash yourself, because that can't happen. Like, you're like, dude, I'm pissed. This dude took me out. I'm going to take him out again. I'm going to take him out. And you come in all hot and then crash yourself. And then you're going to ruin your championship. So I thought that was wise of Craig to come in. He came in, just nudged him like, all right, punk, and I was gone. And then he left him, which that was smart. So good. That's championship thinking right there, because you definitely could have just been like, screw this dude and try to park him and take him down and then crash yourself. Let's see who else. So Indy Jones is saying Sexton here with the championship. I think, dude, that's what I'm saying. I ain't going to count him out. I think he could do it. I think Anderson could do it too. And I think Tomac for sure can do it. I'd like to see Tomac win, but Howard's saying like to see Tomac win, but anybody could. I agree. Yeah. Hey, DK, hit that like button. Appreciate that. That helps out the channel. That's all I ask. Just hit the like button, dude. It just helps out the channel. Lets YouTube know. People come on here and watch like what we're doing. Let's see. I'm just scrolling back, kind of try to find some more chats. DK, what up? What up? All right, so here's just Carl saying, in your opinion, what's going on with Webb? I don't know, dude. I feel like he's always has those slow little starts, and then he comes on hot halfway through the year. He's kind of like that in the motos, you know? Like, they remember last year, he'd always catch Roxon like halfway through the moto, and then he'd pass Roxon and win. Roxon leave the whole moto, and then all of a sudden, Webb pick him off at the end. I don't know. So maybe it's just hasn't warmed up yet. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with him. But he's definitely got the skills. He's just a little bit off right now. It's like, is he just a little off, or is the competition just getting them a little bit better than him? It's hard to say, but he's definitely got the skills. All right, so let's just dive into some questions here. We'll get it popping. So if you're new here, thanks for being here. And the way we do it, try to chit chat about what's going down in moto world, moto life. If you got a question, this is how we do it. Boom. See how Howard threw up the question marks? All the locals and the people here every week know how we do it. But just if you're new here, that's how I can find your question in a comment. Otherwise, I'll scroll right past it. So if I missed your question, though, just throw it back up. Throw the question marks. Because I try not to skip anybody. I try to jump in here, hit everybody up. Yeah, Carl's saying, I think Freeze is just young and wild. Could be. I feel like he's known for being squirrely and taking people out, because everyone's like, oh, there he is. Like, people are like, if anyone was going to jack up Craig's championship, it'd be him. So, kind of has that reputation, I guess. All right, so let's see. Yeah. So I'm assuming he thought you were talking about me at first. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, so I agree. I think you gotta ride smart, dude. You can't just be dumb out there. Being aggressive. Reading something, huh? Yeah. All right. No fine. So they said they didn't fine him. Probation. So is he on probation? So he could be on probation. Could be on probation. No fine. There should be a Howard saying there should be a fine. I think they need to kind of draw a line in the sand and make some type. They need to do something. Otherwise, people will just keep on being overly aggressive and taking people out. I mean, remember when Ferrandis did that to Craig? And did he get fined for that? I don't think he did. And that was gnarly. A couple years ago, it was like two 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was at like Anaheim 1 or 2. He came in and just cleaned him out. Kind of just the same thing. It looked exactly like Freeze just did to him this past weekend. So that kind of sucks for Craig. He kind of has been getting jacked here more than once. Let's see. Reading Beavers. Comment there. All right, so let's see. Here we go. V-Dub is saying Hurt was just a slap on the hand, probation, which means who knows. Yeah. I think probation, yeah, that's not much. I think if you find someone, that would make you not do it because they just hit your paycheck. You're like, damn, I came to the race and now I either lost money at the race or broke even, or like you just took on my winnings. I think that would be more effective than like, hey, you're on probation. Don't do it again. Do it again, you get another strike. To me, the probation is pretty much a joke. You need to, if you find people. No one likes to get fined. Who the hell wants to get fined? You don't get fined, lose money. You lose money, you're going to think twice about being over aggressive, in my opinion. Unless you just want to blow money, which most people don't. So, all right. But didn't they fine? I feel like the week before, didn't Bogle and Barsha get fined? Right? So they did throw some fines out for that. So maybe, I don't know. It's kind of weird. So one guy gets fined and the next guy doesn't. And in my opinion, I feel like Freeze's looked gnarlier than the Barsha Bogle deal. Maybe because it was just more high speed. It looked dirty. All right, so let's see. Dustin Lee here. I didn't see it. Who saw Mumford's crash on the Dragonback? I missed that one. I missed it. And I fell asleep during the 450 class, just so you know, because it comes on too late. All right, so we got just got, here we go, 2022 KTM 250 SXF. Dealing with some stock suspension for the moment. We're going to get it done. How can I stiffen it up? 220. Too big. He's cracking out. All right, I didn't know you were that big of a dude. Yeah, 220, you got to send your stuff out. Like, I can get away with it. I'm 180, like 185 pounds. And mine feels too stiff for me, or too soft for me, but I can still ride a stock bike. And for now, the best way to stiffen it up, make sure you set your sag for one thing. First thing you do, if you haven't set your sag, get that, because that does make a difference. And then just crank all your compressions all the way in clockwise. And that will give you the stiffest stock setting you can get. And do they come with? Yeah, I would assume they have air forks on them, KTM, the same as a Husqvarna. You can add air to the fork, which will make the fork stiffer too. So I think like a 10 bar, 10 to 12 is kind of standard. Go bump it up. Put like 14 in that puppy, and you will it will definitely notice a difference. And then same thing on your rebound. Don't run the rebound all the way in because then it's just going to be all dead. But you can still run your rebound a little bit slower, and it still will make the bike feel a little bit stiffer. So go a little clockwise. I like to keep, I think we talked about that last week, 12 to 15 is kind of where my bike was. I think I looked on my phone where my settings were. But you could cheat a little bit, go to 10, and it'll slow the bike down a little bit. It won't be so springy and soft and pogo-y. But it'll even though it's not the compression, it will still give the bike an overall feel of a little bit more control and a little bit more stiffness. So you can cheat it a little bit until you get it done. But definitely at 220, Big Jess, you're going to have to send that bad boy out. But yeah, there's only so much you can really do. Let's see. I think 9th overall for Mosselman. He wrecked and started last in the second main. Yeah, I knew he had some issues. I just couldn't remember. It's hard to remember week after week. So much happens from week to week on what the heck's going on, especially when there's 3 main events in one weekend. Hunter is the only one. Yeah, so Howard's saying he thinks Hunter's the only one that has a chance. And I might agree with that. And then, but he's going for Craig. Me too. High five for Craig. Let's go, Craig. Come on. Get this championship wrapped up. Take one home for the family. Got 3 kids and a wife. Sexton 1/3. Everybody, that's just probably answering my questions. Mookie sat in front of me. Oh, that's cool. So Jeff's saying Mookie sat in front of him on the flight over to Phoenix. He was pumped on the flight over. Yeah, Mookie is a cool dude, so I'm pumped to see him up there. And did you guys see the post? Did you see that smile Come on. That post has been all over Instagram. It's him on the podium smiling. That's what it's all about, dude. I love seeing people just do what they love and get their, like, hit those goals. You know, his goal has been to get on the podium all year, and it took, what, for this fifth round? It took 5 rounds to get to the podium, and he finally got there, and look how happy he was to be on the podium. That's sweet. So it's like, get to celebrate with him, you know? Makes you feel good to see people doing good. So cheer him on. What's your opinion? Carl there. I think we got that one. With Webb, we're not 100% sure what is going on with Webb at the moment here. Let's see. Here say, so V-Dove saying, what is this here? It says, Craig will win as sideline. Having a feeling. Yeah. I think Craig's going to wrap it up. The only way I think Craig would lose this championship, and if someone crazy breaks and he gets a DNF and then just kills his points, or something like what we saw this weekend. Someone takes him out and he gets hurt. But anything can happen, though. That's the thing. Like, I mean, look, last weekend when he wadded up during the press conference, like, anything can happen. Like 2 seconds, you can be out of it. So you gotta never know. But I think he can. He does. I think it's his year. I think he's long overdue, and I think it's gonna work out for him. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Tomac. Carl saying Tomac improvements out of the gate. I think that is. I think everybody was saying that. I mean, didn't he get two of the 3 starts? I didn't see the last motor. Like I said, I fell asleep. But he did whole shot, I think, 2 of them, and which is a huge improvement because Tomac usually comes out about 10th. He normally isn't that great of a starter. So if he figures those out, Tomac is going to be hard to beat because he was looking on point this weekend. Let's see, Chris, and can change that in a moment. Yep. All right, so Howard's going for Tomac. Indy's going for Sexton. All right, let's see. All right, here. Let's get Jess back up here on the suspension. Anyone. He says 220 pounds on a stock KTM suspension. Been playing with the clickers. All right, so he's out 8 on compression and 18 on the rebound, 10 on low speed, and 1.5 on the high speed on the rear. Gonna get it done. I kind of cover that a little bit. I would go all the way in. I would get rid of that 8 and 10, crank those bad boys in, and then I would slow the rebound down. Where's your rebound on your shock? Because you're saying you're 8 out. I'm assuming I'm 8 out on the compression and 8 on the rebound. That's obviously your forks because you're saying you're 10 on the low speed. So there's your shock. So I would slow that rebound down in the front, and then same thing. I would check your rebound on the rear, see where you're at, and I would slow that down a little bit, meaning go stiffer clockwise. So get rid of 18, jump it down. Dude, go down. Since you're already at 18, go down to 15 and ride it. See what it feels like. Then go down to 12 and see what it feels like. And if you're feeling improvements, go to 10. I want to go much more than 10 because then it's going to start just getting too slow, I think. And the thing is, if you don't get no rebound to your bike, it packs up. It doesn't rebound. So if you go through a set of whoops, it'll go. It doesn't go. It doesn't has no response. It's just dead. And it packs. And then same thing. You come out of a corner and you get those little accelerating bumps and they're super choppy. If that thing doesn't have any life in it, it'll hit those things. I feel like someone's punching you in the kidneys. It'll just go da, 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 and just smack every one. If it gets a little life, it can skip across them. Ba, 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 ba. So you don't want to go too slow. But anyway, I think that would help for stock suspension, though. Stiffen that bad boy up, and like I said, add a little air to those forks. That should help. Let's see here. Yeah, suggest this. Hey, all right, Kenny Gus. Shout out for being on air. Keep up the funny pose. Fight Senior. Yeah, Fight Senior does do some funny pose. We'll give it to him. All right, so yeah, everybody share it on Facebook. Give us some love. Let people know. I'm laughing at Indy's Indy Jones here. I know. I feel like everyone was saying that. Everyone I talked to was pissed about it. I don't think one person was like, "Oh, that was." Everyone was like, "What an idiot!" People were. No one thought that was cool. Even Carmichael was bagging on him right off the bat. Queensland to get someone's attention. Hit. Yep. Howard agrees with me. That's what I'm saying. No one likes to lose money. So you take somebody, you find someone, they're gonna you think twice about it. Especially if it's a good fine, like a couple $1,000. You'd be like, oh shoot, just lost money this weekend because I was like being stupid. You won't do that the next weekend, or at least you'll think twice about it. You'll be like, is it worth it? No, I gotta come here and make some money and get home. All right, Craig expected to go 450 class. All right, so Carl's here is asking, is Craig expected to go to the 450 class if he wins a 250 class this year? I would assume yes. I would say he's been in that class for so long. I don't see why if he wins a title he would stay. I would think he would bump up. But I don't know for sure. I would have assumed that. I'm just assuming that. I know he had some wicked injuries earlier in his career. Yeah, how gnarly is that back injury? Do you see the scar he has on his back? His entire spine has a scar from basically his neck to his tailbone. It's gnarly. Probably one of the gnarliest back scars I've seen. But I would think he would graduate to 450 after this year, but I could be wrong. And the thing is like people probably look at the 450 class and go like, man, why like I don't even want to bump up. Like, look at that class. It's so gnarly. Like, there's 12 to 13, like, past champions, podium dudes in that class. If there's two, it's so stacked. People are probably like, man, I don't even want to go there. Keep me in the 250. But you would think they would be a rule if you won a 250 title that you were, like, out. Like, hey, you got to move up. But I don't know. All right, let's get used to get a used 250 shock. So are you asking? So Indy Jones says get a used. Might be responding to someone else's question, or are you asking where to get a used 250 shock or 450 shock? If that's what you're asking, get a used 450 shock. Man, that's a good question. I would check with the suspension companies. See if like Works Connection, WP, RG3, Pro Circuit. I would check with the people who do suspension and say, hey, do you guys have a used 450 shock for whatever bike you need it for? I would check there. I would think that might be your best bet for a used one. Because you definitely go buy a new one from the shop. Just order it and get it. And I would think probably not too many people are throwing used suspension. I mean, that's not true because some people do sell used suspension. So you could check like, hey, what's that dirt bike website? They sell like used gear, and I think they sell used parts. Someone was telling me about it. They say they buy all their gear there, and I can't remember what it's called. And I don't know if they only sell used gear, but I feel like they sell used motorcycle stuff. So that might be a place. If anyone knows what that place is called, maybe pop that up. I mean, you can always check on Craigslist, but I don't know if you're gonna luck out there. Or you always, I'm trying to think who else you find a used. I think the suspension companies would be your best pick. All right, let's get Jess Hunt up here. How often do you usually do classes in Oklahoma? I actually don't do classes there. I go there every year for the FCA motocross camp. So I believe it's in June this year. It's usually in June. So I'll probably be there again. It's like a 4 or 5 day class or camp. But other than that, that's usually the only time. I'm there once a year. So you're coming out. So moving in August, we'll be driving to Kansas. Oh, willing to drive. I thought you said would be. Willing to drive to Kansas, no problem, but like to get some more training. All right, well, hey, dude, Oklahoma isn't even that far from me. Like, I drive to that school. I think it takes me like 4.5 hours, maybe 5 hours max to get down to where that school is. So it's not jumping. You're leaving in the morning and there by lunchtime. So, yeah, if you're out here in Kansas, let's link up for sure. That would be sweet. Because you said you're not getting there till August. Otherwise, I say come out to the FCA training camp, but we'll be all done by the time you get there. But Oklahoma has a lot of places to ride, and they have a lot of places to train. So you probably can find some training out there. Robbie Smith has a training facility out there. Robbie Raynard has one. And I know you can even. So what's cool about where you're at? You'll be in Oklahoma. You have those 2 spots you can hit. Plus, there's a couple other just public tracks. And then if you want to skip up here, Kansas, I'm right above you. Come up here, get some training, or you could drop back down to Texas. Texas got a ton of moto places to ride, good ones. So you got a nice little spot there in the Midwest where you can go where you're at, hit local stuff, jump up to Kansas, Missouri area, or drop down to Texas. And they got some coaches out there. I think it's there's a I think MX Factory, is that what it's called? I know there's probably quite a few coaches in Texas. If you want to head south, get a little warmer weather and get some coaching, but definitely people in that area. So you'll be in a nice little spot for the Midwest. Let's see, but hey, don't be buying white boots and white gear because that Oklahoma dirt is bright red and it will ruin your stuff. You need to get black boots, black gear. I learned that the hard way. Let's tell the other guy that, dude. Oh, I got you. Sorry. I'm reading Indy's message here. All right, MX Locker. So, see, Beaver knows what's up here. MX Locker, and it has used suspension. So, check out that. Look up MX Locker, and, yeah, they got used suspension. I've heard they got used gear, so it's probably, and here, DK. Hey, you're right. eBay. Duh. See how often I shop. eBay, right? That's a probably that you probably could find something on eBay. So shout out to DK for letting us know. That's a good one. That's true. They pretty much have everything. So yeah, I think you probably hit a home run on eBay. Pretty much find anything on there. All right, I said Craigslist. That's how old school I am. I don't buy much stuff, dude. Or use stuff anyway. I usually buy, my program. I buy one bike every 2 years, and I rotate them. And I don't even go through that many parts a year. My bikes are pretty good these days. Usually can ride them, take care of them, and sell them off in pretty mint condition with pretty low hours on them. MX Locker, that is it. Let's see. Did you attend the King of the Hammers? Let's see here. Did you attend King of the Hammers? A question not MX related. What is the King of the Hammers? I don't think I attended it because I don't know what it is. And it's not MX related. So just give me a heads up on what that is. Casey's saying, when is Mentally Twisted 2 coming out? I know, huh? Is anyone doing videos anymore? Or is that like a thing of the past? Is anyone currently making videos, or is it just like all the old ones still circulating? All right, so I think I got through it. Did I miss anybody's questions? If I missed your question, throw it up. If anybody has anything else, throw it up. If not, we can just, oh wait, I'm getting some stuff popping up here. Oh, hold up. How far out is the Faisst compound? Oh, dude, trust me, dude. We've been on the look. So, freestyle ramps, training track, even it's a little smaller. So, the Faisst compound, we're looking. Trust me, we're on. We have emails sending us all the land that's popping up, houses on land. We're looking. We're driving around. It's just not as easy as you would hope. I would just hope it would have happened already, but it hasn't. But we're still looking, so I don't know. I'm hoping. My goal is like, man, I hope it pops up tomorrow, like so I can go get it and get this thing built and ready by spring. But I don't know. But in the meantime, most likely I'm have access to a private track for just moto training. And another thing that I'm gonna start doing. So basically, here in the Midwest, we have a couple public tracks, but one of the public tracks, Midwest Extreme Park, it has basically the main track, it has a straight rhythm, it has an arena cross track, it has a vet track, it has a turn track, it has an oval track. So basically, if you've been down here in the Midwest and how they do it, you have to go out in your group, ride the main track, you get like 5 laps, and then you come in, and then you sit around, wait till 5, 6 groups and then go back out in your group. So basically, I can meet people at the public track on a normal public training day, and we can work on the other tracks. You can go ride the main track. You can come off the main track. We can go in the back and work on stuff on the vet track, turn track, arena cross track, all that stuff. So I did that with a couple people last year. I've had people DMing me and emailing me about training this year, and I'm going to be doing that. So if you're in the area or close and you're like, hey, I'm going to come up to a Midwest Extreme Park practice and you want to get some training, then email me and I can meet you out there. And we just do like a 2-hour private session. And that way you'd still have time. You could work with me. We could just bump out the first 2 hours off the track and then boom, take everything that we just talked about for 2 hours and then take it out on the main track. And you can ride the rest of the day on the main track. So it works out pretty good. So, and that's really the only track, because there's Grain Valley and Kingsville, but they only have the main track. So you can't really, to me, it's kind of hard to do a 2-hour private if I gotta like watch you for 5 laps and then we gotta sit around for 45 minutes for me to watch you for 5 more laps, and just we can't really be out there riding together. That's how I like to gear up and ride with you, and I want to do it that way. So those 2 tracks make it really hard. It's not like California. Like when I go out to Fox Raceway next week, it's open practice. So I got from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m., I got people 2-hour slots booked all day long, be at the track for 6 hours. But I can be out on the track with them, talking to them, working with them. So it's easier out there. But with Midwest Extreme, because they have those side tracks that you can ride all day long, apart from the main track, you can kind of do that there. So just keep that in mind if anybody's in this area or close to this area and you want to come out. And that's a super fun track. So you can get some time out on the big track and then get some training in as well. But we gotta pray it up and get that Faisst compound here. Let's see what Howard has here. UTV Deegan just completed. Wait, it's UTV Brian Deegan just competed. Oh, I got you. So I've never done it, never competed in that. And so yeah, I didn't realize that's what it's called. I saw Deegan doing all those posts out there. Looked pretty fun. Didn't he flip too? I think I saw a pose where he was upside down. It's coming though. It's coming, brother. It's coming. Oh yeah. It's coming. It's a matter of time. Everything, dude, nothing's easy in life. Everything takes way longer than you think, right? But it'll come. It'll come. We'll get it all set up. Shoot the email real quick. So, all right. So if you want to email me, just email info@ronniefeistmx.com, and that'll go straight to me. I'll get it, and then we could work out a day. Or here's the other thing. If you don't want to, I'm just throwing that out there. If some people might want to go to that track because it's a fun track. But if not, I'm trying to line it up to where I have access to this private track all season long. I'm going to do my small groups there, and I'm going to do my privates there. And that'll be in Hillsdale, Kansas. So probably not, probably about the same distance as, because that track I'm telling you about, it's in Merwin, Missouri. So Merwin, Missouri or Hillsdale, Kansas will be probably where I'll be doing all my coaching this year for the most part. All right, well, let's see. If we don't have any more questions, we can wrap it up here. Looks like I got to everybody, I think. Oh, yeah, I got everybody. All right, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out again, guys. Appreciate you guys being here every week. If you have not smashed that like button, hit that like button. Give us some love. If not, we will be back. Or actually, remember, we're taking next weekend off. It's Valentine's Day. Coming home from Cali on that Monday, and then take the wife out for dinner. So no Moto Monday next week. I'll do a post about it to remind you. So we'll be back the following weekend, President's Day, the 21st. And then we'll catch up on how Cali went, how the races, how everybody's doing. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. So thanks again for being here. Ride safe. God bless. And much love. Peace out.